Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. Today's video is, can you gain muscle and train for a marathon at the same time? So for you guys that know this, I've been training for a marathon for the last, I don't know, 3-4 months. And I also really do not want to lose any muscle. I tried to weight train as long as I could, as best as I could, so that I would not lose any muscle. And that's what kind of brought me to today's video. So I did a little bit of research about if it's even possible and also how to do it. We're gonna look at two videos today from two hybrid athletes just to see what they do, because I want to see if other people did what I was kind of doing. And so we're gonna compare these two videos to see if what they do is the same thing as what I did. And we're gonna look at my before and after photos, if I gained or lost any muscle, and if it shows, like if I look skinny fat, you know what I mean? All those different things. So stay tuned for my before and after photos.
Okay, so here lies the question. Can you gain muscle and train for a marathon at the same time?
The answer is yes, but it's super hard, and not like an average person just couldn't do it, because it takes up a lot of time and it's a lot of work, and you have to like really focus on recovery and all these different things. And so it's definitely possible, but it's not ideal. And especially if you want to get really big, or if you want to be a really good runner, like if you want to be like really good at either of them, to do both, probably not the most plausible thing in the world. You'll see why when we get into this videos. But like, if you just want to be like an all-rounded athlete, great. I would do this. But let's get into this video. I just want to let you know my marathon is in about a week from now. So I'm like pretty much done training, and after that I'm going back to the gym. I missed the gym. I want to get jacked now. So I'm super excited for this to be over, and hopefully my next video is a video of me doing my marathon. So definitely watch that, because it was really hard, and it was really, yeah, it's gonna be intense. So make sure you watch it. All right, the first video that we're gonna watch is from Braden Wrench, and it's called How to Gain Muscle While Running, and he's doing a 50-mile ultra marathon prep. I'm obviously just doing the 50 miles. Oh my god, I'm doing 26 miles. I'm like, guy, settle down. So we're gonna see what he has to say.
You essentially need to take in a lot of calories, especially if you're trying to hold muscle or put on muscle. So the big first thing is you want to up your protein intake.
So you want to up your protein intake. Duh. Anyone that builds muscle knows that you need as much protein as possible, pretty much, to build muscle, especially when you are burning so many calories and you're using so many muscles when you're running, and you're depreciating so many muscles. Yeah, you need protein. Sorry, that's so obvious to me. So let's just move on.
And then 5 to 6 days a week, I'm doing strength workouts. So essentially, almost every single day, I'm doing 2 workouts a day. Now, I've seen that I'm able to handle this and do this very well, but the thing is, I've incorporated pretty much everything I enjoy and structured it very strategically. So I mentioned I do multiple weights workouts a week, and that's typically full body. With that, I don't go crazy hard on legs. It'd be very tough to be doing incredibly great squat and deadlift numbers while going out and pushing your mileage.
Yeah, so pretty much everything he said. At the very beginning, before I had to run like crazy amounts of hours a week, I was doing 5 to 6 days of training. I was doing my normal training. I was just adding runs on top of it, and so I think I was doing 5 days of training and then one run, long run day. And then on like 2 of those training days I was running. So I was only running 3 days a week. So it wasn't so bad. I only had to double work out twice. But you do have to schedule it. Like, I had to write out weekly schedules, what time I was weight training, what time I was running, because I get tired, like more tired in the evenings. So I had to figure out like what was more important that day. Did I want to weight train in the morning? That's when like my best workout is. And did I have 6 hours in between? He'll say that later, but he recommends 6 hours in between both workouts. Do you have 6 hours in between to even wait around to do your next workout? And then in those 6 hours, you totally lose motivation to want to work out. Like, you're done your workout, you feel good, and you just don't want to work out again, and now you have to. So I at the beginning when I was only doing 30-minute runs, I would just do it at the end of the weight training because I would probably do better then than waiting 6 hours and like getting tired and grumpy. So a lot of work. Obviously, not everyone can do that.
But the point is, I'm doing 2 days right now. The big thing with this and the big thing with training, if you truly are trying to gain muscle as an endurance athlete, I'd highly recommend you split your workouts by at least 6 hours. That's what I try to do. Some days I have to go back to back and create more of a brick style workout to where, I'll go for a run and then do weights.
And that's what I had to do because I just didn't have time to wait 6 hours to do 2 workouts. Also, with this, is you have to prioritize what's more important. Is your weight training more important or is your running more important? At the beginning of the training for the marathon, my weight training was more important because I wasn't running much and I really, really wanted to like gain some muscle before I like got intense with my running. And later when I started running a lot and many hours a week, my running was more important, and then I kind of just put weight training on the back burner. So that's kind of what I did. And I know that both of these guys kind of do the same thing when they're closer to their runs, like to the competition day. That's when the running comes more important. So he does go a little bit more into detail about like what his priorities are when it comes to which one he wanted to do more. So watch the whole video if you want more context on all of this for both of the videos. I'm just doing like the points I wanted to kind of tell you that I did. But I just wanted to mention that I actually found this out in my personal training book and also a little bit of Google searches when I first started training. And then I watched these videos and these guys were doing the same things as that I was doing the whole time I was training. And I was like, yes, I did it right. It totally makes sense. It's like common sense in my eyes. And I'm really pumped that I was actually doing everything right. Just based off of the little tiny research that I did beforehand. And yeah, so I just wanted to toot my own horn there that I'm awesome.
You've got to have your nutrition on point, and you've got to have your recovery on point. That's so major.
So that's all pretty much. Watch the rest of the video if you want to. But yes, recovery is so important. Like you can't just not sleep, and you have to eat some nutritious food. You have to drink lots of water. Like you need all of that. I know for sure because when I was stressed out like at one point and all my runs were crap. I was sleeping 6 hours a day and it was just horrible. I almost quit the marathon because I was like, I can't do this with all the stress and like no recovery time. So it is so important to recover. Like, so you have to focus that too. Like it's not just focusing 2 workouts a day. It's literally being like, I have to eat right. I have to sleep right. I have to drink enough water. Like I can't work too much. Like I can't pick up any overtime because I'm too busy. Like your whole world is focused around this marathon. No joke. If you want to do both. Now we're going to go on to the next video.
So number 1 is prioritizing based off your goals.
So he says the exact same thing as the other guy does. Prioritize your goals. He says probably something a little bit different than the other guy. So we'll watch it if you want, but same thing as before. Figure out what you want to do. Okay, so here's his board here. I just have a couple notes that I wrote down about this board. So like he said, he's prioritizing weight training right now. So as you can see, his mileage is a little bit lower, but for me, that's a lot of mileage. Like he's obviously way more trained than I am. So when I'm looking at this board, I was like, what? But for him, that's probably not that much. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know him that well, and I've only watched a couple of his videos. But he strength trains a lot. So for me, this is what I did when I first started running, as the mileage was lower and my body didn't need to recover as much. So pretty much all I'm saying is that I could focus more on weight training and I could weight train a lot more, and I didn't have to really worry about recovery because I was only running like 30 minutes a day or an hour a couple times a week. You know what I mean? But pretty much, as you can see, he is actually running quite a bit for me. And he's also weight training a lot for me. So like, he's doing both of those things. Unfortunately, when I started upping my mileage to like what he's doing, I had to lower my weights a lot. And I started doing full bodies and I did less weight training. He's obviously way more advanced than me.
Building a schedule for yourself that allows you to train both. Obviously, if you're going to be training for endurance and in the gym, well, that might take 2 hours, an hour dedicated to both. So you might have to wake up at like 4 in order to be running back.
Okay, so pretty much it's the exact same thing as the other guy, and totally true. So I work evenings, so I work late, so it sucks because I tried so hard to get up at like 7 or 8 to go for a run first thing, get it over with, and then even if I had to take a nap later in the day, go like do my weight training later in the afternoon, and I could never get up. Like I would always like, oh, I just could not get myself to sleep, and then I couldn't get myself out of bed. And if I did get out of bed, I wanted coffee. I wanted to kind of like sit. I wanted to eat breakfast because I get really hungry in the morning. So like it just did not work for me. Like a lot of my I'm not gonna lie. I tried this so hard. I tried getting up early to get up, to push out one workout early in the morning. And I think I did it twice throughout the whole training. Most of the time I did my delt workouts right after each other. And so wasn't the best for me, but I'm a beginner and I did try.
The last that I really want to highlight, I've touched on already, is it's auto-regulation. So auto-regulation essentially is changing your workouts based off of feel. Tracking your progress, being aware of your body and how you're recovering, how your training's going, tracking your heart rate, tracking your sleep, and just how you're going into each and every workout.
The only thing I really wanted to specify here is the tracking, like obviously your weights. For me, I wouldn't focus too much on like gaining muscle at this time because it's just really hard and you're burning a lot of calories and all that stuff. So I focus actually more on like maintaining all the muscle that I did have, and I was actually doing a diet break at the exact same time, so it actually worked out good. For the most part, I was just maintaining my weight throughout the summer, and so I didn't have to worry about like losing muscle due to like not eating enough. I was eating lots and I was really enjoying my summer and working way more on performance goals, like upping my running and maintaining all the muscle I could. I did gain a little bit of muscle or like strength. I gained strength, at the beginning of my training when I wasn't running that much. Slowly, once I started running too much, too far, I had to dial it down a lot and focus more on muscle endurance. I don't know if they touch on this that much, but that's what I did. I worked on hypertrophy at the beginning, and then once my runs were getting too crazy, I went down to muscle endurance, and I was just trying to go as long as I could and keep as much muscle as I could. So that's what I did, and I think it really, really worked for me. If you're a jacked bro, then maybe you want to work on building muscle and like furthering your training, but I couldn't do both at the same time when I was getting too high up in my runs. And the other thing I wanted to mention was the feeling thing. Totally true. Like I said before, I could feel if I worked too hard, and if I worked too hard, I couldn't recover. So I learned pretty fast how, like, if I was going too hard and I needed to slow down a little bit, and you listen to your body. There's a difference between not wanting to do something and your body like not allowing you to do something. So take it easy, write down, make sure that you're slowly, maybe 5% increasing everything at a time. My major goals were running. So my biggest thing was running. So I 5% to 10% every single week I increased. And that's what I focused on, those numbers, and not going too hard, too fast, and feeling good and recover the next day. And if I ever felt like crap, then I was like, hey, that was too far. I'll go a little bit less next time, or I'll take an extra recovery day. So much information on that, guys. I hope that this all makes sense, but listen to your body. Your body knows. Your body knows when it's had too much, and like, don't go too hard too fast. It's not good for you. So that's all I have from his video. I just wanted to show that they kind of like had similar things to say, but that is what I did. It really, really worked for me. I completely agree that you can do both, but it's extremely hard, and I wouldn't do it unless you were like disciplined and like have lots of time. I want to be a personal trainer, so to me, like, and I love working out, so to me, I don't even really care. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do going forward, but it was kind of cool. It was a decent experience. I am so excited for this marathon to be over, though. You have no idea. But that's everything, guys. Let's go look at my before and after photos.
So now I'm going to show you some videos and photos of my before and after photos and measurements from the beginning of my training until today's date. I'm not going to lie, I feel like these videos do not do me justice, as I feel like my overall body composition has changed quite a bit, especially in the last month when I decided to focus more on fat loss and less on maintaining muscle, as I knew I would never get this opportunity again to burn this many calories in any given day. So why not give it a try? Here are some more photos to show you that I did keep majority of the muscle that I have. However, as I had to quit weight training in the last 2 weeks, I definitely feel like my muscles are depreciating pretty fast now. So if you do want to do this successfully, I would say to make sure that your runs are low enough for your fitness level so that you can weight train at least 3 times a week to maintain your existing muscle. However, I know that 2 weeks will not hurt me in the grand scheme of things, and after my race, I will go right back to the gym and I will work my ass off.
Okay, that is everything I have for you guys. If you have any questions about this, please comment below. Make sure you go watch the full videos of these two guys. They have tons of videos about weight training and being like a hybrid athlete and everything like that if you want more information. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I said, comment below. Please like and subscribe this video. I'm going to be probably a personal trainer in like 3 weeks from now, so I'm going to have lots of content for you guys, lots of knowledge. So make sure that you subscribe. Okay, bye!